To remain updated with the latest business news, click on the bell icon.
Well, we've got Mail on Tech today, and we have to share innovation with you first on this show, and that's why we're starting off with the Oppo Find N. Let's unbox it and give you our initial impressions. Very interesting packaging. As soon as you open it, you move on, and there's a bunch of these warranty cards and information, quick start guides, a lot of them in Chinese, which I don't understand. Of course, there's a SIM ejection tool, and then you have this 33-watt charger as well, and then there's a USB charging cable. So type A to type C. This is going to help with the fast charging. But let's clear this and now address the elephant in the room. Now, as soon as you power this up and you actually hold it in your hand, you realize that this seems a lot more pocketable and easy to handle in one hand than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, which you saw on one of our previous episodes of Tech Today. Now, I'll give you that for perspective and make this a little easier for you. This is the Z Fold 3. This is the Oppo Find N. Keep them together and you know that this is a very different form factor. They're both foldables, they're both premium foldables. This is available only in China. This has been available in India for the past few months, but they look different and they serve a slightly different user experience. So if you look at this one, it's a lot longer, and when it's folded, it's kind of strange in terms of the aspect ratio. Compare it to this one and it feels like you're holding an iPhone mini. I cannot for the life of me see that crease or understand where it is, and even on watching content, and there's a whole long process to get YouTube and the Play Store on this device, but that I will tell you in a subsequent video or on the Business Today website. But when you actually are watching YouTube, this looks like an aspect ratio which works. But yes, at present this phone is only available in China, but this might be what Oppo wants to do in the future when they want to make these foldables for the rest of the world. So it's very important for us to show you this. Now, the crease that I was talking about, the reason it's not always visible or not at all visible, that's because when you're actually closing the phone, and if you see this in slow motion, you'll understand that it actually closes just like you would be folding a piece of paper. So it has this teardrop sort of shape, which means that the screen actually has a little bit of gap out there, which means that it's not always bent. That means it'll last for more folding and unfolding actions, and that you have to give them credit when it comes to that frugal innovation. And maybe we'll see a lot more in the foldable space after we've seen stuff like this. One quirk that I saw with my initial impressions is that while they have tried to do this, I think, to save battery and of course to cut down on price, the inside has this vibrant 120Hz LTPO display, and that high refresh rate really means that things become interesting. Gaming becomes fun as well. This is running on some top specs as well in terms of a Snapdragon 888 chipset. It goes up all the way to 12 gigs of RAM DDR5, but then when you close it, they've given you this lovely sort of swipe up feature, and you can continue using a lot of those features on the front screen. But that's when it seems a little inconsistent, because then this is a 60Hz screen. It's very difficult for the naked eye to actually figure the difference. But when you start using the same app inside and outside, it's not a very consistent experience. So maybe they should move to a 120Hz display on the front as well and make it a lot more consistent. But it's good to know that Oppo hasn't cut corners, even if it's only for China with this device, in terms of packing a punch under the hood. This comes with a top-of-the-line Snapdragon 888 chipset. That's not all. It actually packs all the way up to 12 gigs of RAM, DDR5. It comes in 3 colors, purple, white and black. And of course, there's another option as well, which I think is going to be available, which is 8 gigs of RAM and 256 GBs of storage. This one that I'm using has 512 gigs of storage. It's quite mighty on that front. Now, of course, the pixel density is around 370 ppi. That refresh rate is variable from 1 Hz all the way up to 120 Hz. This is something that will help it conserve battery as well. A quick word on the price. Of course, this is a China-only product, but if we have to convert from Chinese currency to Indian rupees, the base model of the Oppo Find N costs around 92,000 rupees. It goes all the way up to this variant, which is the 512 gig model, for 1,10,000 rupees nearly. That's nearly 40 to 50,000 rupees cheaper than the Galaxy Z Fold 3. And that is where this device packs a punch. But I'm glad these foldables are finally here because we're talking about innovation in this space. Until now, it was all about the camera. So let's talk about the camera because it's so important to so many of us. This doesn't have 1, 2 or 3 or 4. This has 5 cameras, a lot like the Fold. But the Fold by Samsung obviously has not a punch hole, but it has a pixel hidden camera which doesn't do much of a job. This has a punch hole, traditional punch hole in the inner display, and then it has 3 in the rear camera setup and then 1 on the outer display. The front camera is a 32 megapixel on the inner display and a 32 megapixel on the outer display. When it comes to the rear camera setup, this triple camera setup, Oppo hasn't spared any punches there as well. It's quite an interesting module because it comes with its top-end specs. If you're in the mood to actually use it as a selfie camera, I know a lot of vloggers want to use it, then there's a nifty hack as well. You actually click on this button which says preview on the cover screen. I'm actually using the primary sensor on the Oppo Find N and I can see myself in this particular viewfinder. That's kind of interesting because a lot of DSLR cameras also didn't have a viewfinder, but you can use this screen. So it's a nifty hack and a small trick to play, but quite interesting in terms of how this sort of innovation has played out. Okay, now time for the final verdict of our initial impressions of the Oppo Find N. They've gotten this right in terms of the form factor, even better I think than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. This has been my daily driver for the past few months. I've been very happy with it. It's almost replaced my iPad mini. That's how good this has been. But again, I had issues with the software on this. This is not the best implementation of Android Q and bring in the Oppo Find N, a device which I think has gotten the form factor right. Perfect to pocket, perfect to handle with one hand. But then again, I don't know how ColorOS would work for this, but to be fair, this is a China-only product. So if this ever comes to India, I don't know how they would tweak, well, ColorOS. I'm not the biggest fan. Look, this is a very nascent part of the business when you talk about foldables. Maybe they didn't get the form factor entirely right. Maybe they had a crease. It's already been improved by a cheaper rival, which is China only. We can only hope that in the coming days, Google announces the Pixel Fold or Apple announces a foldable, and when they get it right with the right sort of software optimization, we will have an ultimate winner. Until then, hats off to these brands for really venturing into this space and giving us a leap in innovation, if not a quantum one.
To remain updated with the latest business news, click on the bell icon.